in a private organization, you could still say whites only. Well, my dad turned around, he wouldn't join, and he left. And so here I am looking at this poster of Brody that says, "Give a speech on the life of the man who freed the slaves and win a prize from the Elks Club." I looked at Dad for a minute, munching on my Waffles potato chips, and I said, "I'm gonna go write me a speech." Now, I was not an activist, I was not a political student, I was just, I thought things were funny. And so I went back to my Brody room and wrote this speech. "How dare the Elks Club disparage the name of Abraham Lincoln by sponsoring a contest when they will only allow white people into their organization?" And the next day I had to show up and give a speech in one of these classrooms, and they hired a speech teacher from, I think, Lansing Everett High School, Nancy Johnson. And they gave our speeches, and I gave mine, and the other kids were like, "Whoa, what's he saying?" They're all talking about the great Abraham Lincoln. And at the end, the teacher stands up and goes, "The winner is Michael Moore." I can't believe this. So I start to walk out, and he goes, wait a minute, come here. He says, "Now, at the close of Boys State tomorrow, the tradition is you have to give this speech in front of all 3,000 boys in the, whatever it was, what was the old arena then?" Yeah, right. And, yeah, Genesee Field. I said, no, I don't want to do that, I can't do that. "Yes, you have to give this speech." And I was very shy, I was really, I was thinking, there's no amount of Clearasil that is going to get me on that stage to give that speech. And anyways, the next day came, I showed up. They bring me up to a stage like this, and I walk past all the dignitaries. There's actually Governor Milliken, and there's this person and that person. And at the end is a guy in an elk's helmet with horns. And I was holding the prize. And I walk by, and he has no idea what's about to happen. I gotta get out of here. Run away! Anyways, then they called me up to the podium just like now. And I gave the speech. I was really nervous, and then I got into it. "And furthermore, how dare you come here and insult the rest of us with your discriminatory nature and practices?" And on and on and on. And I turned around, I looked at him once, and his face was just beet red. And I'm just like, oh my God. And he's holding the prize still, and I just closed by saying, "And I don't want your stinking prize." I flew off the stage, well, as much as I could fly off the stage. And some reporter from the Lansing Associated Press grabbed me. "What was that all about? Why'd you do that?" "I don't know, I just think it was wrong. Bye." Then I took the secret path back to Brody, and I got in the room and I locked the door. And it's like 2-3 hours later, there was a knock on the door from whoever like the dorm hall person was. "You got a phone call." "Where?" "Down the hall." It was like I don't know if it was a payphone, it was a phone at the end of the hall. There weren't phones in the rooms then. So I walked down the hall, picked up the phone, and I said, "Yes?" "Yes, this is Richard Bernstein from the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite in New York, and we wondered if you would come on CBS tonight. We heard what you did today in East Lansing, and I'm like, no!" "Yes, but we think it's an important issue that you raised." And I hung up the phone. I run back to her, I lock the door. Oh, jeez, I'm in such trouble. And the next day, my parents came to get me, and I got out of here, and then we drove back home, and I get a call, and my mom says, "Senator Phil Hart is on the phone, his office, and they want to talk to you." So I pick up the phone, and basically, they asked if I would come to Washington, D.C., that he wanted to use this opportunity to introduce legislation to ban racial discrimination in private organizations across the United States. And I'm like, "You want me to come to Washington? I have to go to school." So I didn't go. "You should go." "No, I don't want to go." And they held the hearings anyways. They held the hearings, and within the year, they passed legislation making it illegal and making it so the IRS could not give tax exempt status to any group that discriminates. That's how they got to it. And the law was passed. All because I wanted a bag of Ruffles potato chips in the Brody dorm. So my point of this is that big things can happen from little actions. And you don't have to be anybody famous. And you can be shy. But you're citizens of a great country. And you have invested powers in you. And actually one person can make a difference. And it was a horrible, great lesson for me to learn at 16, because it's informed everything I've done since then. And it inspired me when I saw that one thing happen the next year. I thought, wow, that didn't take much. And then I ran for the school board when I was 18 and became the youngest person who was elected in the state. And just all my films, everything, I always think back to the Brody dorm and what happened here on this campus. And to come full circle today to this is really, it's really special to me. I'm sorry my parents aren't alive to see this. My dad passed away a few months ago, and they were still bugging me to go back to college even after Roger and me came out. They valued education and they valued information and trying to be intelligent. And these were profound lessons that I learned. And I want you to do that too. I want you to take that away. And the thing about forgiving your student debt, I wish I had that power. I swear to God, if I was president of the United States, there would be no student loan program. It would just be abolished. And I'm not just going to pander to you with that. I also, two other planks on my platform would be free HBO for everyone. It's so good. Nobody should have to pay for that in this great country. And I think I can get elected on this final plank, one charge cord for all devices. Laptop, phone, iPad, whatever it is. One cord. One cord. Over 100 years ago, big government in this country said to every manufacturer, your electrical cord will have 2 prongs. They will be exactly so many centimeters apart. And they will go into the same 2 holes in the wall. And we don't even know what's going to be invented after 19, whatever it was, 10. But whatever's invented, they're going to have to use 2 prongs too. That's the way we used to be in this country. That's why you have 20 cords. I'm not going to give you a lesson in capitalism today. I'll save that for your graduate school. But, so in closing, thank you very much for allowing me to speak for so long here. And I really do wish the best to all of you out there. Pay attention to things, question authority, agitate when necessary. It's a big day across this country today with millions of people standing up against violence, police, where people in our minority communities are being treated. And I wanted to mention that here today. Thank you for that. I think that we need to redefine some of the terms in this country, especially the word terrorism, and not be fooled so often by what we're told to be afraid of. We should be afraid of high fructose corn syrup. That's the real terrorism. We should call different things what they are. And sexual assault against anyone of any kind is an act of terrorism. Oh, and one more plank. No movie should be longer than 2 hours. Right? And I'd also make it a law that if you're caught on your cell phone while we're watching the movie, I rescind the student debt that I forgave. All right, one final thing I want to do here. How would you like this graduation to go out right now to 2 million people on Twitter? Want to do a selfie with me? Let's do a big Spartan selfie. Wait a minute, I gotta change hats. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 Okay, everybody ready now? Chris, this is going to go out to a lot of people, so your parents and grandparents are going to see this. I know, just like your parents. Honey, where's that little square? Honey, come here. Everybody ready, graduates? All right, thank you, everybody. Go Spartans!
For those of you who have lived in Brody Hall, you probably didn't understand its full significance in this